guys. Today, let's talk railroads. So cute. So, it is the 1800s. We know the railroads have been becoming more and more popular, especially after the war. And so, by the end of the 19th century, we have a transcontinental railroad, which means we have a railroad that goes across the continent. Transcontinental, cross continent. And this is going to really change America. Now, we talked about the market revolution before and how the market revolution changes the way people work and live, and in my very professional opinion, is the actual starting point of the Great Depression. But we get the railroads, which is another major changing point, just like the market revolution. And the major railroads are major. And they are going to have a huge impact on the American economy because now we can have a national market. So we had our market revolution in the regions, but now it can be national because you just need to be able to lay railroad track, and then the trains can travel back and forth, and the cars can carry different things. So the railroad is going to stimulate other markets and other industries like iron, steel, coal, oil, and of course, banking, because you can't do anything if you don't have money. And this national market is going to increase the use of shares and stockholders and all of this awesome stuff that we're getting with this Gilded Age here. And we are going to get corporations now. And from corporations, we're going to get trusts and monopolies, and we're going to get concepts like vertical and horizontal integration. And we will get more into those later, because right now we're just talking about the humble railroad. And now we already know that the railroad had helped increase settlement of the West. And by the end of the Civil War, our map is fairly filled in. And we have actually closed all of the West now. This is no longer unorganized or Indian territory. Most of this has been inhabited by white European settlers, and our destiny has been manifested. And so we've got railroad lines going all over the place now. And when you have so many cross-continent lines, you also need to come up with a way to regulate things, because you need to keep things moving, right? If you tell somebody in Chicago over here that their train is coming at noon, they need to know when noon is, because noon for Chicago and noon for California are going to be very different times. And so with the railroads, we get the creation of time zones. So you can thank this little guy and the companies for creating time zones. And we get 4 time zones. We've got our Eastern Standard Time Zone. That's our closest to the sunrise time zone. Then we've got our Central Time Zone, which is about an hour behind Eastern Standard. Then we've got our Mountain Time Zone, which is about 2 hours behind Eastern Standard. And then we've got our Pacific Time Zone, which is 3 hours behind. And then later on, we will also add in an Alaska Standard Time, which is 4 hours behind. So we have time zones, we have a national market, we have new economies and industries being stimulated, we have new types of businesses being regulated, and we will get changes in diet, because now there's going to be more options open, because you can ship things across the country. So people have access to food and meats that they did not have access before. There's also obviously some problems. One of the biggest ones is that this is a very big expense. These little guys do not just start making money right away. You have to invest a lot of time and a lot of money before you start gaining profit. And especially at the beginning, the railroads are really overbuilt. And so there's not enough railroad traffic to meet the costs of building, which leads to price wars between the companies who have managed to build their tracks. And so they decide one of the ways that you can drive off your competition is to use different incentives, right? You can offer rebates. If you ride this line over that line, maybe you'll get some money back. You can have different rate schedules. If you travel at different times, things will be cheaper versus more expensive. And by the 1900s, after all this, we have 7 major railroad companies who are going to control over 2/3 of all the railroad lines in America. And our humble railroad here is going to bring us into a new era of industrialization and capitalism, and we will chug forward into the Gilded Age.